René embarks on a pursuit to rectify his totalization in night and fog. He does this by recognizing the inability of documentary to address trauma in the museum at Hiroshima. In Hiroshima Mon Amour, the museum is explicitly referenced when the female character states that she has seen it all. She has seen the hospital, the reconstructions, and the evidence of Hiroshima. Bottle caps melted from the radiative heat of the bomb, a bicycle deformed by the impact of atomic power, and a woman's hair fallen from her head, a clear indicator that everything she ever needed to know was assembled and displayed for the viewer to comprehend Hiroshima. This is all negated multiple times by the male character. While he states that she hasn't seen anything, she deceives herself into believing her experience of Hiroshima. Again and again, the negation continues after any claim of knowledge is made, reminding us that the museum, much like the documentary, circumscribes the bombing of Hiroshima with the remnants of a city's trauma, manifested through enlarged photographs, scaled models, and cinematic recreations. For lack of anything else, reconciliation is ushered in by the mode of the documentary and the museum, with the information and displays of these modes seeking to appease and address the trauma following atomic warfare. René hints at the inability of the exhibition, both in cinema and the museum, to use artifacts as a means to visually communicate the scale of this anguish. With or without intention of the filmmakers, these artifacts become a spectacle. By heralding Timothy Mitchell's The World as Exhibition while processing the images, the viewer notices that the effect of such spectacles was to set the world up as a picture. They arranged it before an audience as an object on display, to be viewed, investigated, and experienced. This, in effect, fails to visually convey trauma in a way that the audience can connect to. Instead, the audience is provided with space to distance themselves away from the atrocity, the same way ethnographic filmmakers distance themselves from their subject. But this assembled distance as mere observers is reduced in Joshua Oppenheimer's The Act of Killing. Oppenheimer's focus on a few subjects throughout the entirety of the film closes the gap often created in documentary films between the audience and the content, even more so between the audience and the perpetrators of atrocities. The cinema verite style encourages the audience to remain engaged with the main subjects throughout the film, as opposed to perceiving the victims and perpetrators as artifacts or statistics.